Welcome, guys. This is probably one of my last interviews, and we finished with the big one. We've got Lee Miles. How are you, mate? And you're one of the main, a big sponsor in the club, and also a good supporter. So, how's things?
Very good, thank you very much.
Good. As I say, we were just chatting about Kenwyne, weren't we, before we started the interview? I should have recorded it because it was a good chat. It used to your kind of role at the club, or how you've helped out and what you've been doing, throws back all the way to when Pirates were playing in Truro, wasn't it?
Yeah, we started off doing burger vans up at Kenwyne, and then obviously went after that. We done 3 or 4 years up there, doing that, and then we didn't lose touch with them. We still went to the games and supported it. We didn't do much catering after that. Then we started back down again. Then the Pirates, when Josh Lucy and Tim Bone were involved.
Okay.
We were doing the catering for them when they was doing it, so that's where we started back down the Pirates again.
So when you say catering, what is your role at the club as such? What do you do for the players and squads and whatnot?
We do everything really. So we do all the hospitality catering. We do feed the players, both teams, and we do all the outside catering for the public when they come in. And we do the main bar.
So basically, if it's anything to do with drinking or eating, it's
we
you.
Do it. Yes.
Perfect. So that means that, have you had a hand in these Ginster pasties?
Yes.
Yep. This is very Marmite. Okay, so you get your Cornish, die-hard Cornish people through and through. That if it has Ginster written on it, they're a little bit like. But I've had reports that the pasties are actually phenomenally good. So what's the crack with that?
Well, the Gingsters did make up a pasty, which is called the Pirate Pasty. We did have a bit of input into it as well. I think everybody did. And it's one of the best pasties we've sold at the Pirates. And we've even selling them in our meat box hampers, which we're doing as well. And everybody loves them there. And even at the weekend, we've done something over at Druids Rugby Club. They had a music festival there, where we cooked off these Gingsters pasties.
That was Jack Kessel, wasn't it?
Yes, and the amount of people that come to us and said, where those pasties come from, the best pasties they've ever had. And when you say Gingsters, they don't believe it. But, Gingsters, they are renowned for what they do. They do an excellent job at that. But this is something which is good for them as well, I think, getting into Cornish Pirates and doing what we're doing with their pasty and getting their name out there in the sport, which is good, I think. But
nah, I mean, it's like you
said,
like,
premier pasty of all of them.
People always affiliate one kind of brand with one thing, but there's nothing to say that you can't do one or the other. What they do is very successful all over the world.
It is.
It's good that they know, Pasty, Insters, Cornwall. That you go back and they can still. It doesn't mean it's going to be the exact same just because it's got their name on it. They can do something different for a different crowd.
Yes, it is, and they did put a lot of time and effort into doing this for the Pirates as well. So they've had lots of meetings, tastings, and everything else, and.
How'd you get involved in one of them? I want to get involved in some of the tasting meetings.
No, we went to their factory. Their factory's impeccable. You've never seen a factory like it, actually. It is,
really?
The hygiene levels are really, really good. And then, like you said, we've done the taste there. But even the pasties which you buy from Gingsters in the fridge at a garage, it's not the same taste as what it is when it comes hot out of the oven. When you taste one hot out of the oven, it's totally different to what it is there.
Yeah.
So technically, they are a good pasty, and people do like the taste of them down at the Pirates. So that's good. One good thing there.
As I say, I generally think the ones that don't like the taste are the ones that haven't given it a chance yet and haven't tried it, and they're assuming they don't like the taste. So my advice would be, if they do get an opportunity, and this isn't just a sales pitch, this is having me had one. And I'm not actually a massive pasty lover unless it's from a particular place that I can't say. Then you got to give it a go. But back to yourselves. How have you been through lockdown? How's your business been through lockdown?
Well, at one stage when it first all happened, we did think, good God, what's happening now? Because all our shows, everything for the whole year was cancelled. We did Royal Cornwall, went up to Powden Castle. So it was a bit of when that first happened, we did think, oh my God, what are we doing now? But then we diversified quite quickly into doing meat boxes and that kind of thing. That's really did hit off well. So we started doing that. We still got a building firm, that's quite busy. That's picked back up again. And we've got lots of properties to rent out. So we aren't got our fingers in just one pie. We've got them in lots of pies, and we have seen ourselves through it. And financially, we're about the same position what we would have been this year if we'd done all our shows. So we're no worse off. And everything seems to be taken over nicely.
I'm not sure that a catering company should say they got their fingers in all the pies, but no, it's very. You talk about. I work in rentals and lettings and property as well like that, and that's absolutely booming at the moment. So that's a good place to be.
Yes, it is, isn't it? The property is mental at the moment. As soon as we got an empty property available, we got tenants crying out for them. So that's always a big demand. That is.
I think where I work is a lot of the ones that are coming from up country because they don't have to work in these kind of big cities anymore, and they're coming down to enjoy the Cornish lifestyle for more than just a 2-week holiday. So but with your meat boxes, apparently I heard from a source that they've actually been very popular, and you've had to kind of expand. Is that what you'd call it when you buy a new herd?
We brought complete another herd of cattle now, so we've got 70 Baltic Galloway beef cattle now, which are a rare breed cow, which is a bit longer finishing, but all grass fed, and they do make lovely meat. That's what we use in the Pirates for hospitality. We're pretty self-sufficient in our meats for like when we do these events and types of stuff like that, so all the homemade burgers, sausages, and that kind of thing. But this year we're having no events. It gives us quite a surplus of meat around to get rid of. But this is something we're going to continue doing as well now, is run alongside of the catering business as well.
Oh, okay.
Keep the meat going, which is one good thing.
Well, that's one thing that I picked up during lockdown was the whole local business thing. And normally I'd go online and I'd do my shopping at Tesco's or Sainsbury's and something like that. But during the beginning, it was harder to do because everyone was jumping on it. So I relied on my local shop, being Balsiphony, and a couple of local meat boxes and stuff like that. And the actual quality of the food, it's you don't realise how much. Yeah, sometimes you have to pay a little bit more for it, but crikey, you get what you pay for, don't you? And I can understand why you'll continue to do so if people like me have had their eyes opened up to this kind of fresh meat scenario.
Yes, I know, like customers, they all get back to they didn't realise meat could taste like this, proper blood and everything. It is proper deep red meat, and they didn't realise meat could taste this way. But you've got proper cured meat, and you can't get tough meat at the end of the day. It's like, you don't even need a knife to cut it. You can carve it with the back of your fork. It's that tender.
Yeah, steaks were the big one for me. I'm a big steak lover, and I've got Marks and Spencer's Finest and all that kind of jazz, and I was like, well, this is a good steak. And then I had one from a local butcher's in St. Just because my mum lives that way, and oh my god, literally like you said, I cut it with a butter knife.
Yeah,
and it was sublime. I've never tasted anything like it, and it might not have been that special. It was just fresh. It was just a locally sourced, reared bit of meat. So
keep the same breed like what we've got. The meat's consistent, so we know full well when we do the joint of beef and the Pirates, we know what it's going to be. Every joint is going to be the same. It's all reared the same. It's the same breed of cattle, so we know we're not going to get a tough joint one day. So everything's going to be right. That's the most important thing for us.
I was going to say, no, I always, whenever I do these interviews with sponsors and stuff, it's always well outside my comfort zone because we're talking about meat and there's me talking about Marks and Spencer's. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide this. I've got a couple more questions, but let's go back to what I know. Why do you sponsor the Pirates? Are you a rugby fan or?
Yeah, really. We got more into the rugby. Our family's got quite a good rugby background, like Tony Cook and Damian Cook. They played for
Damo. See, I played with Damo for many a year. Yes.
Yeah, my sons, they both play. And my daughter, she had England trials. She did. She played rugby for England. We always enjoyed the game. I used to play for Cornwall Colts years and years ago. But we've all been too busy. But it's lovely to be at work and be able to watch a game of rugby, isn't it?
No,
it's interesting atmosphere there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doing it. So like you say, it's nice to be part of it as well.
It's funny you mentioned Damian Cook because in my opinion, he's probably one of the best second rows ever to have not graced the field for the Cornish Pirates.
Yeah,
I think he's about 48 years old now, though, isn't he? So he's coming towards the end of his.
No, he's a bit younger than that.
He's about 36, 37, I think. But
yeah,
he looks about 30, 48. So.
But his dad, do you ever have dealings with his dad, Tony?
Do you know what? I've never had the pleasure. I played with Cookie for the last 6 years until I kind of retired for a year before I came back. But yeah, I've never had the pleasure of meeting his dad, to be honest. But he was apparently hard as nails. Yeah,
the most caps for Cornwall ever. I'll never be beaten. That's like 130 some odd caps for Cornwall, I think.
Really?
So you'll never ever be big, because Cornwall don't play that much now anyway, does it? So
No, it's like 3 or 4 games a season. So
yeah, that's about it, isn't it? No, but he was an outstanding player as well. Tony was. Yeah, he went
yeah.
right through playing for the Police, and then he went to play for Cornwall, and then Hale.
So he still
No, he
plays
only
Vets
enjoyed
rugby now,
rugby.
doesn't he?
Yeah,
Because
he's a
I
very
remember Cookie saying he played in a Vets game for Hale, and his dad
yeah.
played. How old is he now?
His dad's got to be coming up for 60 now,
Fair
but he's
play.
one of these health freaks.
Oh
Don't want to
really?
be fat or nothing. Like you say, he's always weighed his food. He's a big fella, like you say, but he's still very, very fit. I
Is
know he
he
went to
reared
train.
himself on your meats and stuff? Is he? Is
Yeah,
that
that's
what
it.
I'm doing?
He went to train with, he went to help him train out with Ruth, and nobody could touch him in 100 meters. And he was like 20 years older than all of them. You know,
Well,
he's got fit.
that sounds like me down at Pirate Arms at the moment. Well, I wouldn't say they can't touch me, but I'm about 20 years older than everyone, so it's an odd feeling. But
Yeah,
well, no, as I say, it was good to catch up with you, and I always take these opportunities to thank the guys involved in the club for what they do, because, like I said, it's all part of the match day experience with your catering for the beer and the food and whatnot as well. It all adds to the match day experience where people come down and watch. So, and obviously when the season starts, and the crowds are starting to come in, what you offer is one of the drawing points that bring people in. So I don't speak on behalf of the Pirates because, like I said, I just do this because I like chatting rubbish for periods of time. But I'm sure they would echo my sentiments when I say a big thank you for all you do at the club and what you add to that kind of game day, whether it be for the supporters or the players.
yeah. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. And I hope, obviously, your business continues to grow, no matter what finger your pie is in. And I look forward to getting down and sampling some of this hospitality that you do,
Yes.
because I've yet to experience
Back
it.
into it. Yes. Thank you very much.
No worries. Well, absolute pleasure speaking to you, sir, and I'll hopefully see you at some of the games soon.
Right, Rodri. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.